Good morning, pregame crew. How are ya? It's Tuesday, April 11th, 2023, 8:23 a.m. Eastern, 6:23 a.m. Mountain Time. Good morning. I'll officially get started in 7 minutes. Between now and then, I'm going to say hello to my friends, take a couple of chart requests, get these TA muscles warmed up a little bit, and do an audio-visual check. Okay, Night Truck, thank you. Hey, Shankin' back. Renaissance, Night Truck, Brent, Crypto, Homebody, Andre. Hey, Fernando, Marshall, good morning. Hey, Whitney and Nugget. We'll look at that, Tim. Hey, Sam, Duke, Michael, Lou. Hey, Mary, Mal, Lisa, bonjour, Roger. Audrey, Tess, Topher, yo. Hey, George, Zach. Hey, Bob, Carlos, Griffin. Good morning, Fraser. Is it Fraser or Frazier? Hi, Ed. Hey, Dublin. Let me go back up. Let's see if we have any chart requests. I guess Jets is one of them. Looks like Jets had a daily inside bar bull break. Still stuck in the 21 EMA and the 50 RSI. Yeah, pretty boring. I'll give you that. Pretty boring. You would think with oil strength last week that Jets would have had a really bad week. And they really didn't. They didn't have a terrible week anyway. Okay. Let's see what's next. Hey, Carlos. Hey, Tom. Hey, One Stroll, Sid, Casey, Mike, Kevin, Mary. I love that y'all are becoming friends with each other, too. Yeah, they're okay, Tim. I agree. And don't forget to hit that like button. If you find anything helpful with this broadcast, please hit the like button and tell a trader friend to join you. All right, I have time for another chart request. If not, I'll just start rattling off stuff that I like. Potential daily bull flag on ES. It looks good. We had an earlier pullback, but pullbacks are for buying with these uptrends. Hey, Mike. Catahoula. Are you a Catahoula cur? Do you have one? Hey, Derek. The official dog of Louisiana. Weight Watchers has news. Yep, pretty big move up. Over key resistance. Next resistance is up at 555. Amazon. For Amazon. Daily looks fine. Weekly looks okay. We're just balancing out here. And I say daily looks fine. I should clarify that. We lost that little support right there, which bulls don't like. I like that the last two daily candles have lower wicks of bulls buying the dip when we touch the 21 EMA. And I also like that we're above the 21 EMA and the 50 moving average. We got some weakness incoming this morning. You know, I wrote in my notes, Tammy, I was looking at this thinking, this is setting up for an inside bar. We have CPI tomorrow. So it's like everything, not everything, the names that have pretty large ranges yesterday, and they're just coming inside that range. It would just make so much sense for them to have inside days. Doesn't mean they will. But if we just use some simple rules and say, hey, those hourly EMAs are overhead, I'm going to be bearish until that changes. That keeps life a little simple. You do have them? Yep, they are great farm dogs. Go over Mara. I go over Bitcoin every day. Mara is on watch for first 5 minute oversold, and this is how you can do that. You can set an alert, tell me when. We get to first 5-minute oversold during regular trading hours. It should be a decent trade. And that's for Mara, Riot, and Coin. I actually have that as my Queen of the Mountain trades, in case you were wondering. Good morning, Keggers. Where you been? I haven't seen you in a while. Hey, girl, Tammy. Thank you. I don't even remember that. I'll go over Bitcoin in a little bit. Schwab looks good. It's getting extended. And then I'll go for Pfizer. So I'm not sorry to put you off. I just don't want to be redundant for everyone. I swear Pfizer's been $40 since Jesus was a baby. So Pfizer. Potential weekly bear flag. This is a very, very weak bounce. We're running into the daily 50 MA from below. That's not good. Hourly is pretty sideways. If you're looking for a swing, I don't like this. I don't like it. Sorry, I don't like it. And again, Schwab is looking great. It's just extended. When we're in a daily downtrend and we've got hourly overbought, that's typically a good area to short. I think Schwab got killed with all of this banking news, possibly unfairly. Don't know. That remains to be seen. That 8 EMA is overhead and it just continues to suppress price. I have a hard time looking long on Schwab when, look, there's the back burner overbought right there. It kept going though. It is strong, but just please be careful. Maybe that 52.20 is actually a good area to short just for a counter trend trade. Oh yeah, Tammy, thank you. Yes, I was going to talk about that. Hey, Sarana, good morning. Y'all ready to get started? You're welcome, Sharon. Let's get this show on the road. Good morning. Welcome to the pregame show. This is who I am. I'm Charkow Lori. Gonna give me a follow on Twitter. That'd be lovely, at Charkow Lori. And you can check us out at chartguys.com. What we do is teach technical analysis. And what I do here every morning, besides hanging out with my very good friends, is I go over indices, commodities, crypto, movers and shakers of the day. I have some notes that are off screen, and I will share some of those notes with you, but I share all of those notes with TCG members when I am done with the show. Here's my table, and overall, we pulled back just ever so slightly this morning, but we're flat overnight and we're looking more bullish than bearish. So this is kind of self-explanatory. The 4-hour and hourly trends have not confirmed the last time I looked. Let me make sure. Yeah, they have not confirmed. We had higher highs without higher lows yet. So I just left those blank. Overall, we're looking a little more bullish than we are bearish. Microsoft was notably bearish this morning, and Apple. Tesla was notably bullish. Hang Seng and DAX were green overnight, which is kind of surprising. Well, I guess not crazy surprising. Just all the China turmoil with Taiwan. I would think that Asia would be, a little shaky. All right. So ES. Do y'all remember what Crazy Lady said yesterday? If you're wondering who the Crazy Lady is, it's me. Come on. 409875. I said that is the most important number yesterday. And then I did this little number. I circled it. And I said, write it down. Guess what the low of yesterday was? After the show ended, 409875. And I said dips are for buying as long as that holds, because we have a daily bull flag in play. Now, I will say, before I go on giving myself credit for all these wonderful call outs, I did miss on Apple. I told you if Apple broke the low of last week, then that could be bearish for the market. So we did break the low of last week. The low of last week was 161.80. We broke that yesterday, but the market did not topple over because we had ES hold. And we had QQQ hold. So because QQQ held, Apple rollover didn't affect everything else as much. But I thought that was pretty fun that ES level held. I thought that was really fun. And then the other thing that we talked about was Bitcoin. And Bitcoin is the big news from overnight. And here's the exact chart that I had pulled up, and I had this base, and we talked about base breakouts and or breakdowns. And I said the preceding trend here was up. You go with the preceding trend. When the preceding trend is holding 50 RSI, we had this very large squeeze that you could position yourself bullishly within that because odds favor a bull break. Do y'all remember that? I mean, just write it down, get a tattoo. Not that I said it. I learned this stuff from Charting Man Dan. I've added my own flair to it, like the 50 RSI. There's certain things that I've added to it. But I mean, this is what we teach at Chart Guys. This is what we teach. This is a perfect 4-hour bull flag. Bitcoin is still getting a lot of bullish correlation, and gold is as well. So I wanted to cover that. So Bitcoin, I guess I can cover it now. First 5 minute oversold. They front ran it last night. Look here. Look at this indicator, how beautiful that is. Worked perfectly. I think you can still keep buying those as long as it's working. And then I also talked to you now last week, yesterday, and I guess I'm going to keep bringing it up. I'm being consistent at least, is my trading system from the 50,000 foot level. So here are the notes that I give to the members only. I'm just going to give you a tidbit. But here's my trading system from the 50,000 foot level. I talked about it yesterday, and I'm just going to continue to craft this statement to the utmost specificity that I can. I am a trend trader using price action to identify the more likely scenarios on larger time frames, then zooming into shorter term time frames for more exact entries with clear risk to reward. I use market correlations to give me more information regarding market conditions, i.e. this table. That's why I look at all this data. When I'm evaluating trade setups, I like to ensure that the trade is in line with market conditions. If the name is heavily correlated with the market, price is king, queen, and princess. I use volume and RSI as my primary indicators beyond price. That is my trading system as succinctly as I can put it in 30 seconds or less. And yours does not have to be the same. And that's what is so awesome about trading. There are so many different systems that work. Tons of systems that work. You don't have to copy mine, but you need to have one. And if you're not consistently profitable, I can guarantee you that you don't have a trading system. All right. I did want to talk to y'all about buying on the right side of the V. I guess I can talk about that later. I go over that pretty often. All right. So ES, we're bouncing here. We're in an hourly downtrend that's not getting a ton of follow through. It's not. Why? Why would these bear breaks not get a ton of follow through? Because we have a potential daily bull flag on the table. And we often see bear breaks on shorter term time frames get very little follow through. Then we zoom out. Look at that higher time frame for potential bull flags. And that's what we have, folks. As long as 409875 is holding, we have a potential daily bull flag. And that means pullbacks are for buying. We have CPI tomorrow. We don't have a lot of big stuff today. We do have CPI tomorrow. That could be big. PPI on Thursday. We do have FOMC meeting minutes tomorrow afternoon. That's usually a nothing burger, but in this market, we haven't had a lot of nothing burgers. Everything's a something burger. So just keep that in mind. So I would say the biggest data we have is CPI tomorrow. So today could be a hurry up and wait kind of day. Okay. I wanted to go over ATR with you today. I posted this in chat, so I just want to show you. In 10 trading days, the average true range of ES futures has shrunk almost 28%. This volatility collapse has led to tightening ranges. Will CPI or bank earnings, which start Friday, will that lead to range expansion? I want y'all to look. In 10 trading days, this is the average true range. It's gone from $80 down to $57. Have you seen your day trading scalps dry up on indices? Well, that's why, because our average true range has dried up. Y'all look at that. That's the lowest it's been since since November. No way. Yeah, way. This is the lowest it's been since November of 2021. So we definitely have some hurry up and wait. And this is going to lead to range expansion. When we have this type of drop and we have this sideways action, normally the breakout or breakdown has major follow through. So that's something I really want to drive home today. If you're scalping indices and you're super frustrated, I know why, because your ATR has dried up. And that doesn't mean you don't have setups on individual names. We have had some wonderful setups. Some of y'all grabbed Tesla yesterday. Yesterday we talked about this. We said first 5-minute overbought conditions would be a potential short setup on Tesla. Bam, bam. Thank you, ma'am. Did any of you get this? I know some TCGers got it. Just a beautiful setup. All right. So let's go back to ES. Well, yeah, we got ES. We got it. Picture is painted. How do you find the ATR, Sarana? That's an indicator. So average true range right here. And so it gives it to you by time frame. So for NASDAQ, the average hourly move right now is 30 points. On the daily, it's 237 points. So you can use that. I toggle this indicator off and on if I am selling iron condors or I'm looking for option strikes. I can use ATR to kind of craft that strategy. All right, NASDAQ is a little different than ES. We retraced more than 50% of the move from the low of March 28th to the high of April 4th. However, we didn't get the body below that. So I would say we're still healthy because we're holding the 8 EMA. Okay? It's not as strong as ES. However, no harm, no foul, no big issues. If you're interested in my chart setup, you can click on the link below in the YouTube description of the YouTube video to get a PDF explanation as to what all these colors are. The yellow line is the 50 moving average. Simple. Hey, stocks for all and lousy jets and Creechu over in TradingView. Welcome. So glad you are here. Thank you. Thank you for being here. Oh, Curtis, thank you. It's very nice. Very, very nice. And I appreciate again that y'all let me miss that week with my mom, and I still have some things coming up. I may have to miss a couple shows, but I appreciate your loyalty, and my commitment is to y'all. I have to take care of my family, but my commitment is definitely to y'all. Don't ever forget that. Okay. On NASDAQ, we're expecting 15-minute lower highs. So despite all this positive stuff I've said about the daily chart, we are doing a little bit of damage on the 15-minute chart. So let's see. And what this does is it opens a window. Let's draw a window. It opens a window for the bears to jump through. And if you want good drawings, this is not the show. You're going to have to find another show. So the bears have a window of opportunity right here, right now on NASDAQ and ES. This bounce afforded them the opportunity to short 15-minute lower highs. Are they going to jump through it, or are they going to say, bulls are too strong, you can have it? Yeah, Matt, thank you. Hit the like button. There are 321 of you right now online, and there are only 97 likes. I think I've given you a nugget or two. RTY says, well, I'm stronger than NASDAQ. That's an awesome 15-minute bounce on RTY with increasing volume. We could get a 15-minute higher high here on RTY. So RTY, now I talked about this yesterday, and bulls did a great job of negating that bear flag. So maybe I'm the only one that needs to zoom in this much. So if this looks very kindergarten to you because I've zoomed in so much, sorry. I'm in my 40s. I wear readers. Just deal with it. So we have retraced 50% of this high from April 3rd to the low of April 5th. What does that mean? That means that bulls have given themselves enough room for higher low. Not guaranteed, but they've given themselves enough room for higher low. So now, in my opinion, and Dan has been calling this out, so this is not my own authentic thought, but I like the thought, so I'm going to repeat it, is that we could be looking at growth names for potential laggards. We've had 50 RSI has been an electric fence for price for a while. So RTY is recovering very nicely. Exactly. Aw, Curtis, thank you. All right, Dow. That's a potential daily bull flag. Now look at Dow. Not only is it a potential daily bull flag, it almost broke it overnight. Look at that. Look at that strength. And when we see this strength, what does that typically, not always, what does that typically tell us? Here. Let me highlight it for you. When the Dow looks stronger than everything else, we can typically look at XLF and XLV as being stronger than everything else when the Dow is carrying us. And it's carrying us a little bit more than QQQ. VIX, I can't glean any information from this. It's a mess. Like I said, Hang Seng was up overnight, 0.76. DAX has given back a little bit in the last few hours since I've been awake and looked at it the first time, but it's still green. Bitcoin, let's make it clear. Potential 4-hour bull flag, 5-minute oversold bounces are your friend. And then when that stops working, or if that stops working, then you move to 15-minute. Y'all look at this. Okay, here we go. This is a great lesson, I think. Okay, so we talked about this 4-hour over here yesterday. We said, look at this squeeze, Ma. Look at this tightening range. Holding 50 RSI, preceding trend bull. Don't mess with those bulls when it has that type of setup. Well, looky here. Let me know when y'all see it. Tightening range, squeeze, and look what it's holding. Do y'all see it? It's holding the key moving averages, it's holding 50 RSI, and we are squeezing. And I like to call that Instapot. It is just compressing like a pressure cooker. Now, odds favor, it doesn't mean it's 100%. And if anyone tells you that all their calls are 100%, they are liars. However, more than 50% of the time, when the preceding trend is up and you have these conditions, EMA held, RSI held, and you have this big squeeze like this, odds favor bull continuation. Now, does that mean it could have a bear break? It already did, look. But bear breaks on lower time frames that don't have follow through, we zoom out and look for bull flags. I love technical analysis. I just want to cry. I love it so much. Anybody else feel like me, or am I the only nerd? Okay, daily double top on Ethereum. Bitcoin had a bull break. Ethereum did not. It does not mean Ethereum can't follow Bitcoin. It could still get it. This is super healthy. Hey, Dylan, it's okay. I was a noob too. I was a total noob 7 years ago, and I ask a lot of questions, and some of mine were dumb. That's a great question, but always ask questions so you can learn. My bottom indicator right here is the TTM squeeze. And again, you can click on the link below in the video description to receive a PDF explanation as what are all these colors on our chart. And I honestly, if I had to, I like having the extra edge, but if I had to, I could trade, no, that's not what I want. I'm gonna have to make it back candles, but I could trade with just a line of price. That's it. I could trade with just this because relative strength indicator RSI, what does it already tell us? It already tells us what's reflected in price. If RSI is extended, typically price is going to be extended and vice versa. volume. Doesn't it normally take volume to push up price? And I can tell you that this price is over all moving averages. We can look at the preceding trend and say, wow, it's really just accelerating. So it's above the EMAs. All of those additional indicators that I use, they just give me a little extra edge, but I can tell you I can trade without them. I don't need them. And you can too. And you need to make price your king, queen, and princess. And then so what I'm telling you is if you're a newer trader, limit the number of indicators you look at, limit the number of tickers you look at. And your brain is going to tell you, no. There's a holy grail out there. You're missing it. Put 40 indicators on your chart. Don't do it. Don't do it. Gosh, I am totally wordy today. What is my problem? It's 6:50. I'm not even to commodities yet. Okay, gold. We talked about gold yesterday. Overall, this weekly trend is healthy. Daily, a lower high is possible. Bulls are buying the dip right now at the 8 EMA. It is strong. And is gold going to follow Bitcoin? Gold and Bitcoin have been strongly correlated since the bank debacle. Okay, oil. Oil, we have API estimates after hours today. 4 hour is going sideways. We're testing the 50 RSI here. I've had a problem, and if you've been on the show last week and this week, you know I've had a problem with oil as far as identifying setups that I like with this big gap below. So I just don't like the setups in oil. We got the weekly higher high, but we have no trend change yet. Hey, Sarana, you're welcome. And Sarana, thank you for being a member of TCG. I really appreciate you being there. Okay, so on nat gas, we have a 4 hour bull flag, and it probably looks better on the 6 hour. If a bull flag has too many candles, just tighten it up on a higher time frame. That's still a bull flag on the 6 hour. It is confirmed, but I don't like it. I don't like upper wicks on my bull flags. And I don't like run-ups on pre-market volume. Nat gas can do you dirty on pre-market volume. So please be careful with nat gas. For me, it's not tradable here. It's just not tradable. It is so beat up. It's time for a bounce. The bulls are getting their bounce, but can the bounce be trusted with larger time frames all pointing down? I don't know. I can't give you a setup on nat gas. If you're here for one, I'm so sorry that I can't, but I'm not going to force setups that I don't see clearly. Okay, so same thing I said about Amazon earlier. Apple, we have hourly EMAs overhead. As long as that is the case, bears are in control. So we pulled back a lot more than bulls would have liked. And now that puts on the table a potential daily lower high. Doesn't mean it'll happen, but that puts it on the table. But this weekly chart, it's just fine. I mean, we do have some declining volume, but I'm assuming volume will pick up with either CPI or earnings season picking up. Amazon, hourly EMAs or overhead. As long as that's the case, I am going to stay bearish. Amazon, again, that was a pretty big range on Amazon comparative to other names. So we could have an inside day today. And that would totally make sense on everything. If we had an inside day and just waiting for tomorrow, that is completely logical. NVIDIA is bullish this morning. It's got ants in its pants. I don't know exactly what's going on with the NVIDIA if it had news. But let's just zoom out. Potential head and shoulders forming on NVIDIA. Please don't lose sight of that. It's relatively strong this morning. I'm not saying short it. Tesla is strong this morning. I don't know if they had news. What did I write on Tesla on my notes? 1 second. Pre-market strength, potential top fish if market weakens. Hourly RSI. If the hourly RSI hits 70, that's my next trade setup I'm looking for on Tesla with this daily downtrend. So what I do is I go to hourly, set my alert. You know, I talked too much today, but at least my Queen of the Mountain trades are pretty simple. Coin, MARA, and Riot. Y'all, these are the clearest setups you can have. And I would go with Riot or MARA. Actually, now that I'm looking at it, Coin looks good, but it was only up 7% yesterday. MARA, what I'm looking for is first 5 minute oversold. You see that little orange triangle there on RSI at 30? That's what I'm waiting for. First 5 minute oversold during regular trading hours. Riot, let's go set that alert. Let's do it together. Friends that set alerts together, stay together. Tell me when Riot RSI hits 30. Coin, you could do the same thing. Tell me when Coin RSI hits 30. And you know what happens when this alert goes off? I post it in chat. Oh, I wanted to show y'all. I talked last week about ELF. I love ELF makeup. I love this chart. And we talked about it. And I had my alert set. And when these alerts go off, I hate it when I lose my auto adjust. There it goes. When these alerts go off, because I had an alert set for ELF hourly oversold, I post it in chat. So in general chat, I post, let me see. Oh, shoot. I can't find it right now. Same thing. Yep. I love being a capitalist. SMH and NVIDIA are the same. But this is the edge that we teach in the chart, guys, is looking for a daily high or low in a strong uptrending chart using that first hourly oversold. Look at this. 7%. 7% bounce so far. So if you don't know what a back burner strategy is, you can Google chart guys, YouTube back burner strategy. Dan did a video on it. And we also have an indicator, the back burner indicator, and it shows you when something has a back burner setup. Doesn't mean it'll always work, but it has a higher probability of working than not. Okay, what else did I want to tell y'all? Oh, ARC. I like ARC. We have this daily squeeze. Bulls are holding 50 RSI. They're struggling here at EMAs. We have an inside bar that's breaking bull and pre-market. We are up and over the 38.53. So these are mainly growth names. So if we're looking for a growth laggard trade, I like a pullback buy on ARC. Pullback buy on ARC. Now, so yesterday's high was 38.53. Let's go over gap rules. We're gapping right now. If the gap fills and we come back into yesterday's range just barely and then come back out of it, that's a buy. So if we come into 38.53, then we clear 38.53, that is a buy. And then we look to see if that gap can hold. Is it going to be a gap and crap or a gap and go? So we look for how it consolidates. You want it to consolidate gracefully. If it comes back into 38 and it starts hitting $38, then this is a whole different ball game. This is a whole different thing. This is weak. No problem, Dylan. No problem. All right, that's it for me. Y'all hit that like button. There are 350 of you right now and 168 likes. If you could hit that like button, give me a follow on Twitter at ChartGalLori, and TCGers, I will have these notes to you in a few seconds. All right, y'all, you stop losses.